If you have a social justice agenda, I don't think there's a real way to get there that doesn't involve organizing. Look, ultimately, politics is about relationships and it's about power. If you're trying to make a durable change in society, in how income is distributed, that's not something you're going to be able to achieve unless you change the dynamics of power. You can only do that by building relationships among people who are sometimes excluded and left out from decisions that really do affect their lives. I'm John Raskin. I'm the Executive Director of the Riders Alliance. When I graduated from school and I moved to New York, I worked for a small organization in Hell's Kitchen called Housing Conservation Coordinators. And at first I went and I thought I might want to be a lawyer. And the more time I spent there, the more I realized that the lawyers' jobs were really boring. And the fun stuff was the organizing. That was the part where you actually got to work with people, where you saw people grow and change. And what I think is the most fun, which is the ability to bring people together to do something that they couldn't achieve on their own. At first, the way I learned about organizing was just doing turnout for community board hearings. But then over time, as I did more, it grew and the task grew, and I came to understand that real organizing is not just making a big list full of people and then calling them all when you need them to do something, but about working with people, about developing leadership, about building a network of people who together care about the same community or care about the same cause. Organizing is a very complicated task when you're doing it right. So the Riders Alliance is a grassroots membership organization of subway and bus riders. We are fighting for better service at affordable fares and ultimately a stronger public investment in mass transit. Even though public transit is an issue that impacts everybody in the city and impacts low-income New Yorkers more than anyone, it's an issue that doesn't really gain political traction, at least as much as it should, and that's because the incentive structure isn't there for elected officials to really invest themselves in care and take on a leadership role, and that's what we're trying to change. What we're trying to bring to the movement for better public transit is a real focus on organizing. To us, what that means is we work neighborhood by neighborhood by neighborhood to develop a constituency, to build leaders, to broaden a base, and then when it comes time to win on a big picture or a public policy item, we're able to bring all those neighborhood forces together to push in unison to win something for transit riders. We as the organizers don't always know coming in what are the most important transit issues for a neighborhood. And so the first thing we do is go out and stand on the subway platform and stand at the bus stop, and we just talk to people for a long time, right? Sign people up, get a better understanding of the issues. Then we bring people together for a community meeting to kind of set an agenda and establish goals and figure out what would really make a difference to people in the community. And then working with that leadership team, we go forward and engage elected officials. We make our demands clear to the MTA or to whoever is the target or decision maker. And then kind of strategizing and working in concert with our community leaders from there, we're able to bring public attention to the issue, to form a more powerful base and to develop some allies, and ultimately we've been able to win on a few of the campaigns we've taken on. If we're interested in being an organization that really represents the broad constituency of transit riders, right, including class diversity and race diversity and ethnic and language diversity, that's really on us to make sure that we do that job well, right? It would be very easy for us to organize in one community in New York and forget everybody else, but that's not how political decisions are made, and that's not representative of the body of transit riders. And so it's our job to make sure we are working in different neighborhoods, in different boroughs, represent different communities, because that's ultimately how we're going to build an inclusive organization and how we're going to win progress for transit riders.